up, everyone? Welcome to Baby Cards. This is Eric. Today we're talking the Fanatics American Express card. I know this news dropped a few days ago. I've been meaning to make a video on it. I want to give my thoughts on this. I want yours in that comment section. This card has an obvious connection to sports cards. It is created for sports card collectors. Obviously, that's why it was introduced at the Topps Industry Conference. And the card also has a straight connection to gambling, but this credit card, I mean, it was only a matter of time before Fanatics were going to put out a credit card for sports cards. Sports card collecting is so huge right now. So much money is involved. So much money is out there to be spent, and they're going to get theirs in interest for sure. And also by connecting gambling to it, we know we've connected sports cards and gambling for a while now. We know there's an element of sports card collecting that is definitely basically gambling. And now they are literally connected. As you can see it by this next graphic right there, you have your benefits with Topps, front of the line access to select Topps drops. Hopefully, you know, if the bots don't buy them up first. I never really tried to buy product online. I know that there's pretty much no chance for the most part anything hot is going to get bought up by bots. But then you have a direct connection right next to it to Sportsbook and Casino, 50% or more FanCash on qualifying bets up to $100 per month. Always the little qualifying stuff. Always got to spend a certain amount of money. Check this one out. Spend $1,000 a month on your card for 12 consecutive months and get a free jersey of your choice. Oh, wow, a jersey. Who knows the quality of the jersey, but even if it is good quality, you just spent $12,000 to get a jersey. Early access to the show floor at Fanatics Fest, things of that nature. Also 5% on things that fuel your fandom, tickets, collectibles, and more. Unlimited 2% fan cash everywhere else, so you can use the card anywhere and everywhere, just like a normal credit card. It is a normal credit card, but you get 2% back in fan cash. Fan cash, mind you, not cash, so only can be used with Fanatics. So you're not getting any actual cash back. You're only getting money that you can spend back at Fanatics. And also no annual fee on this one. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this whole thing. And I've watched some other content creators, and it seems like most of them are just gushing over this card, how awesome it is, just amazing, just something that's great for sports card collectors. I don't see that really at all.
When I think it's a straight good thing in a little bit. But Topps and Fanatics is introducing their own credit card, which I thought was awesome, because on that credit card, you get 5% back on your purchases through Fanatics. And I think it's actually other collectibles as well. I think it was an American Express. I don't know if eBay does that, but like I purchased recently a Julio Rodriguez Dynasty card, and I would have loved 5% back.
Keep in mind, 5%, it's not nothing, but it's not that much. You go to your hobby shop and you spend, say, $1,000. Keep in mind you're getting $50 back. And again, $50 ain't nothing. $50 is $50, but you had to spend $1,000 to get that $50. They know exactly what they're doing. They offer these cashback percentages are usually pretty small. 5% is kind of standard for what you get back there. Like if I go to Harbor Freight, use a Harbor Freight credit card, I'll probably get, I think it's 5%. If you go to a sporting goods store and they have their own credit card, 5% to spend there, because you're spending more there. You're not getting 5% cash.
Which you can use through Fanatics Collect and Topps.com and all that kind of stuff. But 5% fan cash that on all of your purchases of cards, all of your purchases with hobby shops that sign up for the program. That's a big deal. So think about that. Because the positive way of looking at it is if you use it responsibly, it's a good thing to have.
So as long as you're, responsible, reliable, level-headed, rational, you'll be perfectly fine. You're going to reap these benefits. Let me ask you, are sports card collectors known for their responsible behaviors? For keeping things reeled in, not going overboard, right? We never do that. Not overspending. We would never overspend. Not going full degenerate mode on boxes and sealed products. No, never, ever. I've personally had a history with credit cards. Twice I've gone into credit card debt. I was able to get out of credit card debt, and for a while I didn't use credit cards at all. I just thought, to me credit cards were like, okay, at best you're getting a very slight benefit. You're getting a teeny bit of cash back, a little bit of miles for your airlines or something like that. But it's very, very small, and that's only at best, assuming you're not spending more than you would otherwise if you were using cash or a debit card. and also only buying what you would have otherwise if you weren't getting all these little benefits, which it's kind of tough to say for sure, because there is studies that show people who use credit cards spend more than they would have otherwise. But I'm not saying that applies to everyone. For me, I decided, let's just stay away from credit cards. I think most people should stay the freak away from this credit card. I mean, they're trying to entice you into literal gambling there with that Sportsbook and Casino. Yeah, you bet up to $100 a month, you're going to be losing a ton of money, a lot more than any 50% you get back on for FanCash or whatever it is. Trying to spend $1,000 a month, they want you to make sure, so you spend $1,000 in January, February, March. You're like, oh, April, oh man, I've only spent $600 this month. I got to go spend $400 more to make sure I get that jersey at the end of the year. Like, how dumb is that? Early access to the show floor, who cares? Front of the line access to select tops drops. Okay, I mean, maybe that'll apply to some people, but at the end of the day, man, I would stay the hell away from this card. For most people, I would say, this, and earlier I was saying I kind of got off track, but I was going to say, like, with credit cards, at best, you're getting just a little bit of benefits here and there. Okay, at worst, destroying families, right? Putting you into severe debt, right? 20,000, 30,000 debt, and it's really bad, and it has destroyed lives. I mean, that's how bad. We know people. Everyone knows people with credit card debt. Like I said, I've been in credit card debt, and I know people still struggling with it. So it's one of those things where you look at risk reward. Unless you know you're a super 100% responsible individual who keeps a budget and just would never even think, like, you're super frugal, and you would never ever not be able to pay your credit card at the end of the month. You would never pay a penny in interest, and you never have. I mean, I'm not saying that person shouldn't get this if they want it, but I'm just saying be extremely cautious with this thing. Be extremely cautious with this thing. They're very predatory. They do not care about us at all. They care about their bottom line. They're trying to make money on this. They're presenting it as something for us, for collectors. This is something to take advantage of. They want you, trying to get you to gamble. They're trying to get you to gamble $100 a month, and you're going to gamble a lot more than that and lose thousands. They're trying to get you to spend $1,000 a month for 12 months to get a jersey. Are you kidding me? And you're getting 2%. And I don't know why these channels are like gushing over this 2%. You can use a regular credit card, and using it properly, you can get more than 2% actual cash, or you can spend wherever you want. I'm not trying to tell you to do that. I'm just saying, if I was going to be a credit card user for rewards, I wouldn't be going this direction. I wouldn't be using this thing. Personally, but I know a lot of people are going to apply for this. Also, they're going to have ads for this all over card shows. Kids are going to see this. Then they talk about the hobby shop partnership, more benefits if you go that route. But yeah, I mean, look, man, this is something I would urge people to stay away from for the most part, unless you are super responsible and you've had credit cards before. You have lots of some people do. Some people use only credit cards and they pay it off every month. They keep a strict budget and they're able to do it no problem. And I'm not trying to tell you don't do it. I'm just saying, if you've ever been in credit card debt, if you ever paid interest, if you struggle with credit cards in any way, stay the freak away from this card. I think that's my recommendation. You can do whatever you want, but that's my recommendation. I wouldn't touch this card with a 10-foot stick personally. I just don't find it worth the risk. I don't want to overspend, end up at the end of the month, I can't pay it off, I start paying interest, and then, starts to snowball. The next thing I know, I'm back in severe debt. Don't want that. But let me know what you guys think, man. I think this is freaking terrible. And I don't know why they had to connect it to gambling. This is just, I think that's just wrong. Wrong can be. Like, if you want to appeal to card collectors, stick with that. Stick with benefits for card collectors. But knowing how card collectors can be, trying to get your money here out of your casino and sports book, and offering 50% or more cash back on qualifying bets up to $100 a month, get out of here with that. And they're also going to offer things like 6 months interest free. That's one you see a lot, right? 6 months interest free. So you go crazy spending, thinking, I got 6 months to pay this off. Next thing you know, you're $8,000, $10,000, $20,000 in debt. And like, 6 months, it's not so easy to pay that off now. And they hit you with all that interest at the end of 6 months. Not just what you hadn't paid off. So you're thinking, oh, well, I only got $1,000 I haven't paid off, so interest won't be. They're going to smash you with every penny that you put on that card since the beginning if you don't pay it off in that 6 months. If you know, and that's probably something that this credit card is going to offer at some point if they haven't already. So stay the freak away from this card is my recommendation for most people. But let me know your thoughts down below. I know people are going to disagree. And go ahead, man. Enjoy the credit card and grab the credit card and yeah, jump into that sports book. Start betting your $100 a month. Make sure to spend $1,000 a month for that jersey. Let me know how things are going after a year. Thanks, guys, for checking out the video. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk to you in the next one.